My name's Jane and I live on a 20-acre small holding with my husband. We've got a house cow and a couple of her progeny that we're fattening for beef. We have laying hens, a few goats that I use the goat's milk to make my own cheese. What else have we got? And a couple of racehorses. Well, I train one for somebody else and one for myself. So yeah, we've got pretty much all sorts here. Oh, and a couple of pigs. So I've always used homeopathy because we were brought up with it. My sister was quite ill when we were young and Mum wanted to look at some alternatives. She didn't want to use drugs. And so she started studying it to use on the family, which was amazing. And I then subsequently used it on my children, and it's just a natural progression, you know, you use it on your animals as well. I use it very much for the racehorses, so before they race I always give them arnica and when they come back, and I really think it really helps them recover. We've used, basically I've used it on everything as I've needed to. It really helps with behaviour problems. The goats can get quite sort of worried about different things that happen when they kid, so several remedies are really good for that. I was actually given an ex-racehorse who had a really bad injury. He'd ruptured his tendon, and what really surprised me, obviously I'd had other horses in the yard that had had similar injuries, but I treated him with homeopathic remedies, and I was really surprised how quickly I could almost visibly see his tendon sort of almost shrinking back up to the size it should be in probably 3 to 6 weeks, which was very unusual in any other cases I'd had. I think one of the most important things for us is the fact that, you know, if we had to use, say, for instance, a drug for mastitis, we'd have to then stop using the milk. So you have to have a withdrawal period. Obviously, with homeopathy, you don't need that. And we have had amazing results using homeopathy for mastitis. So, you know, fortunately, we have had very few occasions when we've had to resort to other methods. So I think more than anything, what I've learned about using homeopathy is actually looking at the animal as an individual. So observing, you know, you see them every day, you observe them every day, and then it's looking at the signs where there's a slight change, where they might be stressed or ill in some way. So I think that's probably, you know, it makes your perception of them so much stronger and so much more individual. As far as recommending homeopathy to other farmers, I think it's a bit of a no-brainer really, because you know it's something that you can do yourself for yourself, and you know, as long as you're sensible and you know if an animal gets really ill, obviously you've got the vets there, you know, give it a go, because it works.